It's time for your agent webinar. Good evening, everybody. This is Al Branco once again, and thanks for joining us. A lot of people on the call tonight. I hope we don't run out of seats. Anyway, had a little snow here in the Northeast. Nothing too bad. I hate everybody who lives in Florida and Southern California. I should live there myself. But a happy President's Day. I'm president, but I had to work today. My kid was off, but yeah, I'm not Lincoln or Washington, so I guess I had to come to work today. Anyway, we have an exciting agenda for you this evening, handling common objections. Now, that said, there aren't really many legitimate objections in our business model, but there are some good questions, I'll put it that way. So our agenda this evening, we're going to give you an update on our third generation responsive, fully optimized mobile site, and give you a look at our new card holder design and get your take on that with the survey right after this webinar is done. You'll receive an email. And a big change from the initial one we showed just a few weeks ago. It looked like my grandson actually drew up. We're also going to get into the meat of the matter tonight, handling common objections. Not a whole lot of slides there, believe me. And then the world's famous weekly Q&A. Now, last week we had a session that lasted an hour. We had some great questions. We had a open mic call, and I think we're going to do that a little more often because some really good questions come up, things that I don't even think I would take for granted at this point. So we really appreciate your feedback and really good questions last week. So anyway, updates. With regard to our new responsive RxCut site, it's come a little closer to launch. I think we're probably less than a week away. This is just a card holder. This red line will not be here, but this is what your new website will look like once we flick the switch. We've got the counter already working, so it's updating real-time savings in dollars. We have examples of savings that each time the page is refreshed will change, and the testimonials will change as well every time this website page is refreshed, as well as the pictures. So I'll attempt to refresh this a couple of times, and you'll see we've had some, this has been sitting here for a while, so it might take a second to update. But each time the page is refreshed, we'll show a different picture. And these are done on a sort of no particular basis. They can go back and grab the same one again. But we have about 6 or 7 pictures, and we need to find a couple more guys in here because it's all girls. Of course, all good-looking girls, if you'll notice. It's my favorite. And each time that happens, the savings examples change as well as the testimonials. So, and the cool part about this site is it is responsive, meaning that it will fit any smart device. So this would be a typical cell phone. Everything fits on one screen, eliminates the pictures. If I spread it out a little bit, it'll actually fit a picture in here for a small tablet or a phablet. And as it gets wider, you'll see that it actually fits everything on the same page. So we're probably less than a week away from launch, although I don't want to put too much pressure on our CIO, Eric, who's actually the architect of this site. He's doing a great job. The search engine's already working. When you click Get Your Free Card, you have many options. You can have it texted. It'll just ask for your text number. It can be emailed to you. It'll ask for your email address. Print, you know how that works. We can mail it to you. It'll request information to where it should be mailed to, and it defaults to 10 cards. First of all, if you get a request from your RxCut website for mailed cards, it's your responsibility to do so. You never want to send out 1 card. So even if they have one, send 10 cards. 10 cards and a letter explaining the program or thanking them for requesting the cards will actually be normal stamp or normal postage. Anything over 10 cards, it'll probably require extra postage. So definitely send 10 cards out. I mean, if they ask for 100, you want to go to the post office and send 100 cards. But if they ask for 1, send 10. And you'll only pay your normal postage, which I think is 49 cents. And you could actually, if I was on a smart device, I can put my finger on that and actually download it to my camera roll or gallery app. So that is the new website. And coming soon to your web screen. One morning you'll wake up and it'll be there. Also, we have an improved card holder. This is pretty funny. The first one we had, like I said, wasn't very professional. This is what it looked like, and we did a survey, and thank God everybody trashed it. Actually, a couple people did like it, but no, we're not going with this one. This is our latest look. Very nice. Take a good look at it because you're going to get a survey question right after the call tonight, and hopefully you'll respond to that and let us know how much you like it. So stop overpaying for your prescription medications. Good-looking girl to get attention. There's our card. provides savings of up to 87% off retail, and it says it's accepted everywhere. To receive the guaranteed lowest price, check the pricing tool on the website. That's going to help you with conversion. And then the card holder here will hold up to about 100 to 150 cards, I believe. We're also not going to cheap out. We're looking at cardboard. I think we're going to go plexiglass, and we're negotiating right now to get the price down to about $1 before shipping, that is. And if you can get these things for $1, that is definitely a great deal. This will be a printout that will go slip in between that plexiglass. So that is what the new card holder looks like. And I didn't mention last week, but during our open mic call, we had a little contest. The person with the best question would actually receive a free order of 5,000 cards. And the winner is, drum roll please, Sonia Heidlich. Great questions from Sonia last week. So Sonia, when you're ready to order cards, just put in the special instructions per Al Branca, free. That's all you need to say. Nobody else better do that because they check with me every time. All right, on to tonight's agenda. One of the most common objections you'll hear out there when handing out the card, or even trying to sell the GBR programs, is, no thanks, I have insurance. And the response to that should be, hey, that's great. You're in the majority, because most people do have insurance today. But the first question you want to ask at that point in time is, well, what's your generic copay? If it's over $10 or more, you want to check our price. Why? Because we're not a PBM. We have no conflict offering even those with prescription benefits our significantly discounted price. In fact, we're under $10 on 21 of the top 25 most prescribed generics, and under $15 on 23 of the 25 top prescribed generics. So if you've got a generic copay, $10 or more, it's worth 2 seconds to check our price. Now, one thing we won't do if you have insurance is beat your brand drug copay. That is, unless you're in a high deductible program and it's all about cash flow, or you're uninsured, or it's a non-covered drug. Then we'll definitely save you money, averaging somewhere to 20 to 25% off of retail. And really, there's no need to guess. All you need to do before going to the pharmacy is using our pricing tool, which is an actual trial adjudication. Unlike our competitors who usually show average pricing and often it's inaccurate, ours drills right down to our contract level at every pharmacy. So if lisinopril was quoted for $6.77 at Walmart, I walked in there with a script for 10 milligrams 30 pills. This is exactly what I'd expect to pay today. So we don't have any bad, sour member experience at the pharmacy that the price isn't the price, unlike a lot of our competitors out there. So that would answer the objections for no thanks, I have insurance. Next, I can't believe pharmacies accept your card. Well, in actuality, we're contracted with over 64,000 pharmacies nationwide, including all the major drug chains, all the box stores like Target, Kmart, Walmart, all the wholesale clubs, Sam's, BJ's. In addition to that, all the supermarkets, with the exception of Publix, who takes no one's card, and 98% of all independents are within our and operate within our network. And why? Well, that's because we leverage our transaction volume, and that's what they need to keep their doors open. As I always mention, pharmacy is a competitive space. No matter where you live, there's going to be several pharmacies within walking distance, and they're all looking at that same traffic. Well, we drive traffic to their stores through our pricing technology, and while they're there, they're buying a lot more than their prescriptions. That's why the pharmacy is always located in the back of the store. And even though they discount their price, they never lose money with us. Obviously, if it's a cash deal, yeah, they're not going to get gouged with the UNC or retail price, but they're still going to make a fair profit for a fair day's work. And where they are more profitable, because we're not a PBM, is when we can eliminate an insurance claim when we come in less than copay. The pharmacy will actually net more revenue from us than they would collecting higher money for that insurance copay, because most of that is being pulled back by the PBM. So that's, I can't believe pharmacies accept your card. Next, hey, I like the opportunity. This is for your recruiting end, but $199 is a little out of my budget. So I guess the question is, Mr. Prospect, what do you get for your investment, right? Is that the question? Well, first and foremost, you get 3 unique websites: the award-winning RxCut site with our pricing tool, the ability for your members to print unlimited cards or download it to their phone. You also get our voluntary product, which is GBR website. They can enroll right online, and you get instant credit for it. And you have your own recruiting site. In addition to that, you have access to the industry's most comprehensive back office, bar none. Several training videos, recorded webinars, marketing collateral that you can download and customize, and the ability to view your claims on a daily basis. In addition to that, ongoing education through weekly webinars, just like the one you're on right now. You'll also have access to management for sales support. Like I always say, folks, I spend the majority of my day doing web-based presentations and conference calls and helping you agents close larger prospects out there, because when you win, we win. Well, your $199 also gets you 5,000 high-quality discount cards that can be branded at no additional cost, and the ability to grow an organization under you and get signing bonuses for those who sign up just below you, and overrides on your card 3 levels down and 1 level down with GBR. So, what do you say? It's pretty tough to say no to at that point. Another question you'll get is, I don't think you make money in this business. You know, $1.50 a claim, that's not much of a commission. Well, you know, and I can appreciate that. This is a volume play business, but would you agree that most jobs and businesses create a one-time income for the work that's done? If you work a 9-to-5 job and you don't show up, you ain't getting paid unless it's a sick day, right? Well, what would you say to the point that if you can get paid for years from the efforts today, would that be something more appealing? Well, here's a point for you, and this is a fact. The average card holder uses our program for 3+ years, and that equals about $80 because we factor in that someone who uses our card and has a positive experience continues to do so about 1.5 times a month or 18 times a year. So you multiply those numbers over 3 years times $1.50, that's every card user you have out there that uses our card is worth about $80 to you in your pocket. The best part, you're not selling anything. You're giving away something for free. You're collecting no personal information, so it's a no-brainer. On the GBR side, clients stay in those voluntary programs for 2+ years. So for each plus program you sell, that's $192. If you take $8, which is your commission rate, times 24 months, that's $192. Now multiply that by 50 or even 100. In addition, you can build an organization under you and receive signing bonuses and overrides, and all for just a one-time investment of $199. No hosting fees, no annual fees, no fees of any kind except the fees you would incur by ordering additional cards. And obviously you want to do that because this is a volume play business. Another common objection you got there, sounds like a pyramid scheme. That's one of my favorites. You know, folks, I've run from MLMs my entire life. I call them NFLs, no friends left. I would never, ever get involved in one, and we do not have one going on right now. This is your typical pyramid scheme where all the money goes to the top. Or our model is nothing like that at all. We do have a network marketing component, and the reason I built that in is because half of my 2,000 agents I got by working the business. When you're handing cards out, telling people how it works, people will stop you and say, well, wait a minute. I take this card to the pharmacy and it saves me money. You help me save money, and then you make money. Where do I sign? So you have the ability to grow this organization under you. Everyone has the same comp plan. So if you come in under the company, you come in under someone else, it's under someone else, it doesn't matter. Everyone gets $1.50 a claim. They get the same commissions on GBR. We just reward agents who help us grow the organization. There are no monthly fees and auto ships, as I mentioned. No minimum production requirements. Your typical MLM there, you have to have so many legs in place in order to get that override. Well, with us, it doesn't matter. God forbid, let's say you have no claims, but you bring in a home run hitter under you, you still get a 35-cent override on all their production. Recruiting is not mandatory. It's just a feature. And a lot of MLMs, you have to bring people in to stay active. If you want to work all by yourself, that's fine. But I can tell you this, over time, you're going to be recruiting whether you like it or not, because some of the people you come in contact with are going to be interested in doing the same thing. And if they are, and you want to help them start the business by getting them in, you're going to get rewarded for it. So the ability to grow your organization under you is totally up to you. But most people who make money in this business not only have personal production, they also build an organization. Another common objection with Obamacare, everyone's going to be insured. Well, that's right. You know, sooner or later, as the tax penalties get higher and higher, I think that will be the case. So the question is, Mr. Prospect, you know, what's the life expectancy of our business model? Well, we've had some anxious moments, to be honest with you, prior to the ACA or Affordable Care Act being signed into law. But at the end of the day, it's actually created for us a perfect storm and a huge window of opportunity, because healthcare reform has created the largest increase, bar none, across the board for healthcare coverage. And that actually helps us, even though it's unfortunate to most of the insured out there. The fact that we're a PBA and not a PBM puts us in the driver's seat. That's because our card, unlike the PBM-based cards, performs extremely well for those who have prescription benefits. And as more people become insured, co-pays ain't going down, folks. They're going up. So our card is actually more valuable today than ever. And voluntary products were designed, they're GBR products, to fill in the gaps created by healthcare reform. Typical insurance, private insurance, does not include dental and vision, and very few plans today have telemedicine, which is the future of healthcare. It is a concierge service that you can take advantage of 24/7, 365 for just pennies a day. So our products are actually needed more today than ever before. From an employer standpoint, you might get the objection, well, it's too confusing for my employees. I'm going to have two cards. Well, you know what, Mr. Employer, I certainly understand your concerns, but there's really an easy explanation of how the program can save not only your employees money, but reduce your claims experience as well. If you have a generic copay that's $10 or higher, use our pricing tool to see if our price is less. If our price is less, use the RxCut card. If the copay is less, use your insurance. But every time that RxCut card is used and it's less than your copay, that means your employee's going to save. They're going to say, thanks, boss. And you're going to have one less claim that drives your premiums. Even if they go to just any pharmacy, they're guaranteed the lowest priced option. And often that will open up a third pricing scenario, because if someone has insurance and they hand that insurance card to a farm tech, he's going to ring it up and the PBM is going to say collect $15. Well, when our card is run, it pulls the sheets down electronically and it opens up all three pricing scenarios, including the cash price. And the client is guaranteed the lesser of all three. And guess what, Mr. Employer, to help you out, we're going to give you a customized flyer so you can give out to your employees along with the cards to explain how to use the card and how, in a lot of cases, we come in lower than a $10 copay. From a pharmacy perspective, you get this objection all the time. Hey, I see these cards all the time. I hate them because we lose money. Well, guess what? A lot of cards out there, that is the case. So I would say, hey, I'm sure you've had some bad experiences with discount cards, but ours is quite different, Mr. Pharmacist. That's because most all other cards roll back to PBMs, and I'm sure you have no love for them, nor do we. We're actually a very disruptive model to the PBM. We're a PBA, and we're much more pharmacy friendly. How? Well, we charge the lowest third-party fees in the industry. We're going to pay you a higher dispensing professional fee, and we will never, ever steal your customers for 90-day mail order programs. We also work for those with prescription benefits, Mr. Pharmacist, and when our price is lower than an insurance copay, you will net more revenue from us by charging less. That's because, well, first of all, we're paying you that higher dispensing fee, and we pass through 100% of all our rebates and don't play the spread game like the PBMs. Here's an objection for GBR. Hey, it's such a low premium. There really can't be much of a value with these programs. So, yeah, I hear you. If there were valuable programs, why aren't they priced higher, right? Well, there's actually a twofold answer to that question. One, we would much rather have less profit per plan, netting us a higher number of clients. Number two, when we have a higher number of clients, our volume reduces our cost, so we can still be profitable by pushing out these plans at a lower price. Plus, we truly want to see a lot of people in these plans to help folks out. From dental through telemedicine, our bundled services are from the best of breed providers, bar none. And the savings actually speak for themselves. And I don't know if you're aware of this, folks, but on your GBR site, if you click on the different services, it actually gives pricing examples of what the retail cost was, what the average cost is with dental access and some of the other services, and the member savings. So you can actually print this page out and tout that around with you if you're promoting the GBR, which you should be on a daily basis. Here's the best. This is the most common. Whoa, sounds way too good to be true. That's right. You're absolutely right. And that's really the only obstacle to our business model, human nature. People think if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But consider these facts. Our card is free. Free. We make no money when we give it out. And the cardholder is always guaranteed the lowest price, whether it's their insurance copay, our price or the cash price, whichever is lowest. So there's absolutely no risk. We're performance-based, which means we only make money when our cardholders save money. That's the only time we make a profit. We make no revenue unless that cardholder saves money. And we've been an Inc. 500 fastest growing company for 5 consecutive years, so we must be doing something right. We're saving lots of people, lots of money, and that's why we're in that Inc. 500 list. So try the card, because you've got nothing to lose and everything to save. But before you blindly walk into any pharmacy, take the 2 minutes to use our pricing tool and know where the exact lowest price is. So in summary, there's always going to be skeptics. You can't avoid it, especially when our business model sounds too good to be true. What you need to do when you hear an objection is listen and restate it as a question, then answer it and move on. Our numbers say it all, like the top 100 report we put in your back office every couple of months, or your own claim reports. You should have examples of that printed so you can actually show people when they have questions or doubts about how our product works. And remember, you can't always win because there's always going to be Teflon heads. No matter what you say, nothing sticks. So folks, that's it with objections, and there's not many because our business model is near perfect. So it's time for Q&A. If you came in through your phone, you need to dial in your access code and hit your audio pin and raise your hand if you have a question. Or if you came in through your computer, simply raise your hand, or you can actually type a question in right here. So see if we have any questions this evening. Any live questions before I get to the typed ones? All right, we have just a few questions. I see that Catholic Charities is a sponsor. I have key connections with this group in Las Vegas, Nevada. Can I still contract them? Raymond, go get them. Anything we have, usually with nonprofits that are national, is from a regional perspective. Most nonprofits, charitable organizations that are huge, have the ability to make autonomous decision-making powers on their own. In fact, Raymond, set it up and I'll do a webinar for them. I hope that answers your question. Rusty Magnum, what will the size of the cardholder be? That can be very important. You're absolutely right. The one we priced out first was like 2 by 5. We're actually working on those design specs now, and it's going to be a decent size. We don't want to be the smallest. We don't want to be too big to put into offices as well. We'll get back to you on that, Rusty. Where would the best locations be for the cardholders? I wasted 6 months putting them in pizzerias and cleaners because, once again, there was no training when I started. So, Anthony, physician practices. I mean, I was lucky enough and I guess proficient enough to convince the healthcare providers, or at least the discharge girls, to hand them out. But if that's not the case, they won't do it. Yeah, the healthcare providers, urgent cares, that is the best places. Anything that's health related, you really can't lose anywhere. I did get a really good lead out of my dry cleaners where I sent out 900 cards, but most of that effort was thwarted. I would say, healthcare practitioners is probably the best place. Please define PBM and PBA for new folks. Okay, a PBM, pharmacy benefit manager, core focus is in the insurance world. They work with and for insurance companies administering their prescription plans, i.e., if you have Aetna for your health carrier, then Express Scripts is the PBM who administers those plans. That said, that's where all their focus is, and the discount card platform is nothing but a side business, a quick money grab, and as I like to say, a redheaded stepchild. No focus, no technology, pricing stinks, and if you have insurance, their cards are at best ineffective. We're the disruptive model to the PBM. We're a PBA, a pharmacy benefit administrator. We don't work with insurance companies. We only operate and dominate the discount card space. And because of that, we have no conflict. In fact, our market is not only the uninsured, but the poor guy who's got a $20 generic copay, takes his medication, works hard, and thinks his 20 bucks is a good deal. Well, it's not. Probably 8 out of 10 times. So we actually, the market is everyone for us. We're with the PBM cards. They're going to be very ineffective if you have insurance. Technical difficulty, you show the card holder and the screen again. Sure thing. And I wanted to do this anyway. Thanks a lot, Valerie, because you guys are going to get an email, a survey asking your thoughts on this, whether you like this or not. I think this is 800 times better than the one we had on before. In fact, I thought the other one was a joke when we first saw it. Which is the employee flyers for employee? Yeah, there's the employee flyers and employer flyers in your back office. The one talks about claim, reducing claims experience, and the other one talks about high deductibles and copays. What about VA? Would it do any good there? Don Allen told me that Don Allen is a vet. He's one of our most prominent distributors. But Don Allen had mentioned that he has to get every new medication approved before he can get a script filled. So probably not after the approval, but prior to the approval time. In fact, where's Don Allen? I'm going to open his mic up. Don, if you're around, it's all alphabetical now. Oh, he's got his hand raised anyway. Hey, Don.
Hey.
Don Allen.
What's up?
Hey, question. I just mentioned it. Did you hear that? Can it help anyone in a VA who's got a VA?
VA. No help. No help there.
Wait a minute. Didn't you tell me that you needed a medication that you had to wait for an approval and you used the card?
No, I didn't say that. The VA, $8. I mean, you can't. There's no opportunity there. You mix me up with someone else. But I would like to say one thing on your card holders. We've been needing that. Hey, I like pretty girls, but take those glasses off that good-looking girl.
You don't like that school teacher look?
Please take that teacher look off.
That's all you had to say?
That's all I got to say. Whether it's a man.
Go back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Don. I think you were done. Go ahead.
Take the glasses off, no matter whether it's a man or a woman.
Okay. Go back to your martini, Don. Thank you very much. All right. Who else we got here? Mark Dozer. Mark, can you hear me? I think I just lost Mark. Well, who's this guy? Jerry Furrow? Was that? Jerry? Jerry, you're unmuted.
I'm unmuted. Hey, Al, how's it going?
Pretty good, buddy. What's up?
Listen, the two sizes, we had a cardboard, I think, spec'd out at approximately 7.5 inches tall and 4.5 inches wide that would accommodate approximately 150 cards because it had a 2-inch depth. Then we had a second version that was acrylic. There was more money, a little bit more money. There was 8.5 by 11 that accommodated approximately 50 cards. And I think prices on both of them were in the $1 and $1.25 range, and we were going to have one order from China and one was local.
Gotcha. Slopo from China and UPS here, which is the acrylic. The acrylic was here. Thanks, Jer. Appreciate that. Anything else you want to say to the crowd while you're here?
Oh, it's booming. We're into open enrollment season. We're doing a lot of teledoc, and teledoc, $8 a month you make on that program, and it's something you really need to get your fingers around and get into the employer group. It saves employers money. Think about it. If you have it took me, when I went to my primary care physician 2 weeks ago, I was there an hour waiting in a waiting room. I was in the actual exam room for 30 minutes before the doc came in for 5 minutes. It took me 30 minutes to get there. It wrapped up almost 2.5 hours of my day to get a prescription. And I could have done that on teledoc in 15 minutes. I'm in a teledoc program now, and I'll never make that mistake again.
That's a nice testimonial. I was going to say, how come you didn't call teledoc then?
Actually, I didn't have the program.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, we just got it recently ourselves. You're right. But thanks, Jared. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good night, Al.
Got it. Here's a great question. Mark Dozier. What 3 most important things I should say to an urgent care director? Number 1, metric compliance. Metrics are medication compliance or metrics assurance. Healthcare practitioners are really being judged today on their amount of patients they can keep out of acute care. And they get financially rewarded or dinged financially if their patients actually are taken to the ER. Number 2, differentiator. We can actually, if it's a busy urgent care, Mark, you can get their logo, order cards with their logo on it, free form of advertising, and that is awesome as a differentiator, and it helps build their brand. And the third thing is, unlike any other card out there, ours works for everyone, including those who have prescription benefits. So the first question, if somebody else's card is in there, how many patients do you see that have no insurance? What's the percentage? It's probably going to be kind of small. In an urgent care, maybe 15%. Those cards can only benefit 15%, where ours can benefit 100%. Most important things you would actually say. Let me see what else we got. Is it wise to give discount card for new agents if they think $99 is too high? If they don't have the discount cards, Anthony, they're not going to make any money. This is not an electronic business. It's hand-to-hand combat, guerrilla marketing. If they cannot afford the $199, you have the option to give them a promo code, 2016-2016, that'll save them $50. If they can't pay $150, they need a job and not a business opportunity. Most pharmacies have racks for their literature holders. For what? Yeah, Mark, no, you can't put our stuff in a pharmacy and display it. You can approach pharmacies and approach pharmacy techs. I would say listen to the training video, the webinar about pharmacies, but you cannot solicit on the grounds, meaning that give it to clients and spray it all over the aisles. You can approach pharmacists, tell them that you're the area agent, you're actually going to be driving traffic to their aisles through various verticals of distribution through our pricing technology, and then explain how our card is different than the PBM-based models. Now, Kevin likes the glasses look. I sort of like the glasses look, too. Card holder way too big. Well, there's a couple sizes. I don't know if it's after Jerry spoke. Yes, I can hear you. Tell Don glasses are okay. Rusty. Everybody's trashing Don now. When can we buy the card holders for cards? We should have that up, hopefully, within 2 weeks. I'm saying that because I'm hoping it's next week. And when that happens, we'll place a link or a special link in your back office to order them, and we'll send out a blast announcing that so everyone can actually do that. Check GBR nonprofit contract and back office. Don't think the commissions are correct. You're probably right, Howard. Although with a nonprofit, you just send them to your BizOp site to sign up that way, and give them the promo code Legacy for nonprofits. They'll be prompted to pay only $50 for cards, and they'll get all the same sites you have. All right, let me see. You got that. Thanks. What I meant was I should. He's a 4x9 rack card. Okay, Mark. Glasses look great as well. Flyers needs no personal info, no number individual, no phone. No, they're not going to have anything. Your cards are going to have your group number. Glasses are okay. I think a card holder that's 8x11 is a bit big. Yeah, you're probably right, and it's not going to be 8x11. I think that's incorrect. It's going to be brochure sized, like a trifold. So whatever a third of 8.5 is, that's probably what the width would be. And we'll make these graphics so you can stick in those things to fit that. What is your thought about setup at vendor shows? Keith, it all depends on what type of vendor. The closer you are to healthcare, I think the more viable our product is going to be. And what I'd rather do than actually, be a vendor is to go see the vendors and sell them on whatever their business model is. The fact that our business model can be a great value add, an add-on to whatever their core business is. And the best part about it, think about this, guys. Our discount card competes with no business because it costs nothing. So if somebody has a core competency and our product costs money, that can take away from what they're looking to sell. Well, ours is free. They can give it away, have a branded card, and everybody's the wiser for it. Glasses, oh, all right. It's final. The glasses are a go. I guess so. Last vote. 3x5 times 11. I'll save all this stuff, too, so I can look over it tomorrow. Thanks for not using Al's photo. All right, Howard. Yeah. Oh my God, Howard, your account was just disconnected. What happened there? What about giving cards at flea markets? Absolutely. I got people in Pennsylvania that did that for the longest time. They didn't even go in. They just stayed in the parking lot and handed cards to people coming in and out. What about giving cards at flea markets? I got that one already. Okay. People in Hawaii using the card, yes. Hawaii is just like the United States. All the pharmacies there, most of them are chains as well, and then the independents are within our network. And last but not least, K and PM, glasses are hot, so the glasses stay. Folks, I think that's going to put a wrap on it. I went over again my half hour. I apologize. This will be available in your back office probably tomorrow or the following day for replay. I don't record them every week, and you know why, because I'd be the only person on the call. So we appreciate your attendance, record-breaking attendance this evening. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have an awesome night, a more awesome week. Be productive, build your business, and remember, in keeping with tonight's agenda, treat objections as just a request for further information. Have a great night and take care, guys.